Shotgun with Charlie.
Riding shotgun refers to the practice of sitting next to the driver in a moving vehicle. The term riding shotgun came around after the time of the stagecoach, when somebody used to sit next to the driver holding a shotgun, in case they ran into bandits. My name is Charlie Cook, and I drive a lot. I like to talk to people while I'm driving, so I interview people in my car while I'm driving. Welcome to Riding Shotgun with Charlie.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, man.
Are you ready?
Rock and roll, dude.
Okay, here we go. No pressure.
Yeah, no, don't feel any pressure. Oh, wait.
Hi guys. So here we're filming a special episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. I'm in Chicago right now. I'm with my good friend, my roommate, Charlie Cook. If you don't know him, he's the gungram. He basically plays a trumpet while firing a handgun. It's pretty amazing. He's up to what, 20 million views now on YouTube and some of his stuff.
Oh, thank you very much. On my YouTube channel, I only have 3 million views.
Oh, 3 million, okay.
But it's been shared at a lot of other places, and I'm going to say easy, it's over 20 million views of all of these.
Only 20 million?
Only 20 million.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get some people that are going to tune in and kind of watch the shenanigans. You know, we're going to talk about, you know, obviously why we're here, what we're doing, and hopefully you guys enjoy the ride. We're actually in downtown Chicago right now. And so what Charlie does is he does a series as well. It's called Riding Shotgun with Charlie. And so basically he picks people up. He has GoPros in the vehicle. He films us and then edits it, and then he puts it out as interviews. And so I just want to give you a little backstory. Maybe you should talk about it because you probably know more about it than I would.
You got it pretty good.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I? Good.
Yeah, I interview people in the car. We drive around. I put it on YouTube, and I got a Facebook page. I got a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Are you kind of a big deal?
Hey, I'm kind of a big deal.
So I've been calling him all weekend a pseudo celebrity because of all the stuff that he does in the gun world, and so let's do it. You ready?
Let's do it. All right. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Today I have with me Derek LeBlanc from the Kids Safe Foundation. And you are out there educating kids on gun safety. You've been kicking butt, teaching a lot of kids all over the place in the great Northwest,
yes.
I know, I'm lost.
That's all right. Directionally challenged.
Which way did he go?
So kicking butt. I don't necessarily use that term when I'm working with kids. You know, just because I'm concerned about perception. Everything's been about perception this weekend, and so what we do as an organization, we do kids firearm safety and accident prevention. And so the goal is to empower kids to make good, safe decisions if they ever come across an unsecured firearm, and driving down statistics. You know, because 0 firearm accidents is the only acceptable goal.
Only acceptable goal. I love that you have that on your phrase all the time.
Oh, for sure. That's everything. I forgot it today. The one time I needed to use it, I forgot it. And so, but it is what it is.
That's all right.
I was kind of like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, it's sometimes weird speaking in front of people.
Hi, Marcus.
Marcus, what's happening?
And so, where are we going?
Marcus Allen. Hey, that is Marcus Allen Weldon. Come on, Chuck.
He's a stud.
Yeah. I interviewed Marcus Allen. He rocks. Rocks.
Okay.
So, tell us about the Kids Safe Foundation.
Kids Safe Foundation. So we are a small nonprofit. We're based in not the Northeast, the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest in Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, to be specific. And we talk about, you know, those 4 basic rules if they ever come across an unsecured firearm. So obviously,
safety rules.
Similar to the Eddie Eagle program. It's stop, don't touch, run away, tell a grown-up.
Nice.
And so with that, but we do so much more than just those 4 rules.
Yeah.
So we're talking about video games, video game violence. We're making sure the kids know the difference between video games and reality. and we're talking about airsoft guns, Nerf guns as well. And so what we're trying to do is change the pattern and the culture of society where we have young kids playing video games and pointing even fake guns at one another. And it's the goal of us is to be able to change that cultural and do that cultural shift. I mean, gone are the days where we could play cowboys and robbers. And so we definitely have to address certain things in our society, and that's what we're trying to do.
That is awesome. That is a lot of cool stuff that you got going on.
And so the whole, we've been in Chicago, and it's been an amazing weekend talking with good friends from all over the country and getting exposure. And because it's all about exposure, we got to expose the messages. As many people that know about what we're doing in Oregon, they don't know about us in the rest of the world, and that's what we're trying to change.
Very cool.
And so, yeah.
What were some of your highlights from the weekend?
My highlight, I think one of my highlights is obviously Rob Pincus. I had like kind of a fanboy moment,
Kind of?
Let's be honest. So Charlie was my roommate for the weekend. And so we got to, we had some good times together.
We had a lot of laughs.
A lot of laughs, to the point where my face hurt and I didn't sleep because I just could not quit. And but it was fun. It was fun. And so some of the highlights, I saw obviously Marcus Weldon. I saw him again. He's a great guy. He's a tremendous asset to the community and what he's doing and how check out his story. And it was amazing how luckily he was able to beat something that really could have changed the rest of his life.
7 felony raps.
Yeah.
7 felony charges, sorry.
Yeah. And so met with some doctors and it was all about, networking. Huge networking.
Yeah.
And it worked out pretty well.
Very cool. So let me ask you this, how did you get into gun stuff? Now, being from the Northwest, did you grow up around guns?
So I started shooting probably when I was 5. And
cool.
My dad, I'll tell you this story. This story is hilarious. Hey Rob Pincus.
Rob Pincus?
We were just talking about Rob Pincus. He's
whatever you said is not true.
He's kind of a big deal. I'm kind of a fanboy now. Anyways, so I'll talk about, when I was 5, my father gave me an 870 Wingmaster that he had gotten from my grandfather, and he said, "Here, son, we're gonna teach you how to be a man." He gave me this 870 Wingmaster, and I still have it. I still use it in every class.
That's cool.
And I tell the kids a story about how the first time I shot this gun, I cried. And the reason I cried is there was no gun safety back then. It was in like 82. Right. I just dated myself. Dang it.
Oh, man.
Dang it. But anyways, I'm young at heart. So basically, I tell that story and I get a laugh out of the kids because I talk about how I wasn't holding the gun properly because there was no education back then.
There was no tears of joy.
No, there were not tears of joy.
Gotcha.
No tears of joy. And so, anyways, from that story, I show them how I shoulder the rifle, the shotgun. I put it, and I put my cheek on the cheek rest, and I look sight down and obviously finger off the trigger. Everything I'm trying to do is reinforce good habits and good safety principles that these kids, if they ever proceed with our program. Obviously we're going to do the accident prevention. We're going to talk about how the firearm works, but eventually we can get to a portion of our program where we're teaching these kids how to shoot. And we're shooting rimfires or we're shooting BB guns, and we're building good, safe habits. Okay, so basically we're talking about, trigger discipline. I call it my booger picker, right? That's my number one safety besides what's between my ears. Okay, my brain. I always have to use the brain. And so what I'm trying to do is give these kids something, especially because I'm dealing with such a wide range of kids. Like they start
you start them young.
Yeah, 4. I've had 3-year-olds, and I go all the way to 18.
Wow.
And I have to be really careful because I have to be able to make sure that everybody is kind of on the same page. And a lot of the stuff, because the parents are involved, it's a great reminder for them. Like, oh, do I properly store my firearm, or do I make sure my kid always has eyes and ears on when we're shooting. I mean, these are all things that we cover in the program, and we're talking big on muzzle discipline, trigger discipline.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, and that's what we're doing. And so far this year we've reached over 5,400 kids in
amazing.
Washington, Oregon, and Northern California, and we taught them at least those 4 basic safety rules, which I talked about a little bit earlier, which is, the stop, don't touch, run away, tell the grown up, which are, it is what it is, right? There's I'm sure there's new things that as an industry we could probably innovate and maybe update when it comes to those safety rules, but right now I use them kind of as a baseline. So I'm giving the kids good, solid skills that we can start, because repetition is everything.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to adults, when I'm training adults, everything is repetition. We have to get good habits and start them from a young age. So that's kind of what we do.
Cool, man. Cool. Where do you teach your classes? Because I see it like you're at all the big name places.
Yes, we have. We are very blessed. I've got some great sponsors, great partners. Cabela's Bass Pro Shops has been an amazing sponsor and partner of ours. So we teach right now in 2 locations. There's a third that I just haven't, with scheduling, I haven't been able to make it up to the Lacey, Washington. But I'm in Springfield, Oregon. I'm also in Tualatin, Oregon. And I've contacted Alaska. There's been, I can go anywhere with Cabela's. That's what's so good about that brand is
that is way cool.
I know the process. I make a phone call. Can we make this happen? I can go anywhere. And so that's
cool.
And ultimately it comes down to funding. I don't have the funding to be traveling the world, and so that's why I'm riding shotgun with Charlie.
I know, this is why.
This is kind of like mobile panhandling, right? Can we say that? No, I'm not panhandling, but ultimately what I'm trying to do is get support from the industry and from the people that might not know who we are and what we do, and support the cause. And when we talk about support the cause, it's saving lives. Okay, and it's something I believe in wholeheartly. I'm a volunteer. We're a volunteer-ran organization, and every dollar that's donated it stays in the program. And we're not like other organizations where the money is just spent willy-nilly.
Right.
Because being a nonprofit, that money just does not appear from the sky. It's the hardest money I've ever made in my life was the nonprofit money.
Really?
Yeah, hardest money. I thought, and that was when I first started the process about 4 years ago of developing the program. I was like, I'll start a nonprofit. It'll be all my prayers will be answered, right?
Right.
And so,
not so
but
much.
it was not. And so we've been a nonprofit for about 2 years now, just over 2 years, and it's been a challenge. But I'm not going to give up.
You can't give up. You got to keep going.
I'm not going to give up.
It's interesting. So what I like about teaching kids, and that you're teaching kids, is because the 2 major causes for firearms accidents are ignorance and carelessness.
Yes.
And the ignorance is that kids don't know how to handle a gun, whether it's a BB gun or a real gun.
Yes.
The carelessness. It's not, I don't want to say carelessness isn't on the kids, but a lot of times it's on the parents who don't keep something locked and secured so that kids don't have access to it.
Amen. And it comes down to, as parents, as gun owners, sometimes we get complacent. Sometimes we have a long day. Sometimes we come home from work and we're thinking about all the other things that we have to do, and we actually forget a step like securing that firearm. We take a shower, we leave the gun on the bed, the kid comes out. Happens all the time. Okay, 9 kids per day are shot across this country with an unsecured firearm, and we have to do something as an industry, as a public, to make a difference on that statistic. That's unacceptable.
Absolutely.
And so, that's what we're trying to do. And so it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into what we're doing.
Right.
And I have a tremendous amount of people that support us and follow us and keep us going. And it's not monetarily. It's the people that send the good messages or like the photos or share the posts. That's what truly keeps us going and has us, especially when we're on Facebook. Everybody wants to limit our side, and I come up from an apolitical. I'm going to say my side because I enjoy my gun. I carry a gun every day, and so we have to do whatever we can to be able to get that message out. And that's the whole thing. I'm doing something new with you. I love what you do, and I want to support you and make sure that you I want everybody to be successful if they're following their dream and their passion, and that's what I do.
Absolutely.
And even though the money's not there, I keep going. Right?
It's you listen to the motivational speakers, and they say do what you love, and the money will come. And that's just the way I see it. For my stuff, I'm paying dues, interviewing people. Trying to get across the country. I say get the stagecoach across the country, so that I can interview more people and get their stories out and the things that they do. And I love doing it, and it's all out of my pocket and my dime, and that's all right. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop, because it's fun for me. It's fun to connect with people like you and all the people that we connected with, over this weekend. It was cool to me. I've been doing this for a couple of years. This is my third GRPC, and it's cool for me to stand and talk with you, and you're like, hey, could you, we're friends on Facebook, could you introduce me to Cheryl Todd? I haven't been on her show. I'm like, yeah, Cheryl, come on over.
Let me talk about Cheryl Todd.
She's awesome.
Cheryl Todd. There's some moments this weekend that I've had that were totally, like, I was starstruck, and some of these people, like, I follow on social media. I've met maybe by proxy, but I finally feel like I'm in and I'm accepted. And I've always felt accepted, but it's like, because what we do is it's edgy. I mean, it's a hot button issue. When we're talking about kids and guns, I mean, it's something that people, it's not always accepted, and that's what I'm trying to make it mainstream. My goal is to make this mainstream, because, and one thing to think about our program is we've reached 5,400 kids so far this year, okay, and taught them those 4 basic safety rules. 42% of those kids that have taken a course with us or have been somehow affected by our program do not have firearms in their home. Do not. This is a key thing. To me, it was important to teach my kids about gun safety, because there's a possibility my kids could go to someone else's house that's where I'm going
who's
next.
Not an instructor, and that kid knows how to get to their parents' gun, and they don't know how to be safe. They don't know how to tell if it's loaded. They don't know finger off the trigger. They don't know safe direction, and then they accidentally shoot my kids. That's a problem for me.
And so back to that stat, the 42%. 25% of that 42 actually join us on the range for our live fire training. Okay?
Yeah. Now you have like a portable range, right?
Yeah, I have two. We have two inflatable BB gun ranges that are made by Daisy. They're like a bounce house, and I'm able to blow them up anywhere that I have power. I can run them off a generator, and that's what I do. And that's how we reach so many young kids. And teach them, safety principles like trigger discipline, muzzle control, because all the BBs are totally enclosed. We're wearing safety glasses, and I can set these things up anywhere, and I can use them for fundraising. Cool. And I can sell ad space on the side. Hint, hint. If you're anybody in the industry,
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I have a lot of shows coming up, and these ranges are huge. They're about 40 feet long, 10 feet wide. And I have the ability to put your logo on the side of these things. And some of these events, I'm seeing 10 to 20,000 people, depending on the event and where it's at. So it's a tremendous amount of foot traffic, and it's a good way to, get your name out there and show support for our cause, which our cause is protecting kids.
Totally.
And so, where else? So, of the 25% that join us on the range, 10 to 15 have actually bought rifles. And they're actually now shooting with us.
Oh, that's cool.
Because of the way we present the message, right? And the way the parents love the safety, the discipline, and the respect for the firearms that we teach.
That's cool.
And so, that's kind of what we do. And I want to be clear, like 85 to 90% of what we do is accident prevention. The range stuff is such a minuscule part of what we do,
right?
And so, that's part of the deal is just getting the kids exposed, giving them good safety habits, and what we teach them on the range, we teach them the standing, the kneeling, the prone position. We talk about muzzle control, trigger discipline. And these are we get good reps. We shoot 60 to 70 times per class, 60 to 70 rimfire rounds, and so we get those good repetitions, and then the parents are right there, and the parents are totally involved, and so when they leave the class, they can go to the range by themselves, and they already have some reps in, and so now the kids know the commands. The kids are waiting for the command to make load and make ready. They're waiting for the command to, obviously range is hot, everything, the whole shebang. It's just like I'm dealing with adults, but I tailor it to kids and families.
That's cool. Do you have your own curriculum that you use?
I do. We developed it was a lot of trial and error. And, I mean, it took 2 years of development and 20 to 30,000 miles, and I don't even know how many hours of development. And once I got it, then I started tweaking it and put it in front of kids and seeing how they took the information in and what was palatable to the masses, right? Right. And so, I mean, we're talking, it was a process, and I've done so much trial and error. I mean, we're talking, I would say 1,000, 1,500 hours in front of kids, just talking and seeing what works, what doesn't work, what resonates, what doesn't resonate, and what works for the parents. And because a lot of the stuff I show kids, which is probably, I don't know if everybody would agree, but I'm not really directly trying to teach the kids how to load and unload a semi-automatic handgun. Right. But I want to make sure the parents know how to do it properly, because there's a lot of adults that still have accidents. Whoa. Sorry about that. So stand by, old Charlie.
Yeah, we had to cut off somebody.
You got to be careful cutting people off in Chicago. And so what I love about Charlie is that laugh, the patented hee hee.
I know.
And we're working on T-shirts. They're coming soon. But I love the hee hee.
I know. It's gonna be fun, man. My deal is this: I want to try to bring fun ownership to gun ownership. That's what it is. Fun ownership to gun ownership.
It is fun if done properly and safely.
Of course. Safety's first and foremost. It's safety stuff you can't hammer. You have to hammer home every single time. So I am doing what I can to single-handedly end the family photo Christmas card. I don't know if you get these. It's a family at a beach from the summer, and they turn it into their Christmas card. And hey, here's this blah blah blah. Do you get these from your friends? No. I'm stopping getting these, because what I did is the last couple of years I've made gun grams with my kids, where we head to the range, I play a Christmas tune, and I have my daughter shoot a .22 semi-auto handgun, I shoot my Glock 19, and my son shoots the AR-15, and we play, we're going to get off right there, I think. Hang on.
Hang on tight, guys.
No, I'm telling you, hang on to that tripod. Yeah. We play a Christmas tune. Okay. And I put it out as a video, and that's I send people a video. But every time, my kids, I've been a gun instructor for over 10 years, and every time I go.
Why do you say gun instructor?
What am I supposed to say?
I don't know. I don't hear many people say gun instructor.
Gun instructor. My deal is this. I'm an NRA instructor, and
I am as well.
We never use the term weapon, and when I talk about assault weapons, I say assault weapons in air quotes and funny voices, because weapon is the whatever, gun instructor. That's what it is. I think the weapon, the mind is the weapon, and everything else is the tool.
So if I can leave parents with a couple key things that I look for when I'm dealing with kids, is obviously proper storage of your firearm. Okay. So I like good lock boxes, good little safes. There's good brands, there's bad brands. A trigger lock, under federal law, every gun's required to come with a trigger lock or some way to render that gun safe. So those are, but we got to have a balance. We got to have a balance between self-defense and being able to keep the gun secure. Yeah. And so part of that is making sure that we, and another component of that is educating our kids on what not to do. And what you said it perfectly is, I can control what's inside my home, but I don't know about others. Right. And so one of my fears is, Billy knows that I don't have guns in the home, right? And so Billy, and I'm using, this is hypothetical air quote Billy, Billy might want to show my kid that he, because he knows I don't have guns in the home. And so he might want to show my kid that I have his dad keeps a gun unsecure, And Billy hasn't taken this cool class put on by Derek at Kid-Safe Foundation. And so he's going to try to show, my kid the gun, and that gun's going to accidentally go off, hurt myself or my kid or kid. Billy, know. And so I think it's valid. And one thing to think about is if you're going to take your kids over for the first time, is let's have a conversation about, do you have firearms in your home? Are they properly stored? Okay. And the reason I say it like that is because I do not want those parents driving around drunk with my kids in the car. Okay, so the same principle. Okay, both behaviors are potentially fatal to my kids, and so and you might get some pushback depending on where you're at. Which people are like, I'm not going to tell you. Well, okay, if I can't have a rational conversation about the safety of my child in your care, then maybe I should think twice about trusting you with my kid.
I have had one of my son's friends approach me as they were dropping their kid off to hang out and play at my place, and they said, hey, we know you're a gun guy, we know you're an instructor, is everything locked up and secured?
Good.
And I said, everything is unloaded, everything's locked, everything is secured, except the gun that I have on me. And she's like, oh my God, you have a gun on you? I said, yeah, I just came from Walmart. So
things happen at Walmart.
No, here's the scoop. 2 hours later, when she came to pick up her son, she came in, she had a cup of coffee, we started talking gun talk. Then guess what happened?
What?
Cracked the guns out, went through gun safety. 2 months later, she and her husband and another couple all took a class from me. Boom, that is a victory.
And that's what we need, and that's why it's so important the way, as gun owners, we have to tailor the message to make it palatable to everyone. Okay?
Absolutely.
All inclusive, okay? It doesn't matter. Purple, pink, green, camouflage, we're all the same. We're human beings. This is a human issue, not a right or left issue. This is non-political. This is safety.
Absolutely.
And I'm very particular about that. Obviously, being at a gun rights conference, it is kind of edgy for what I do because, I'm apolitical. But I carry a gun everywhere. Everywhere I go in Oregon, lawfully where I can carry a gun, I have a gun. I have a gun on me 18 hours a day because that's how I keep it secure. And I don't have to worry about a kid getting access to my firearm because I have it on my body, on my person. And it's secure.
Cool.
And so, that's kind of, man.
That's the scoop. Listen, we are almost where we need to be, so we need to wrap this up. And how do people find you?
Well, I'll be here all week with old Charlie here.
How do they find you online?
Sorry.
Nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to see this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's stories. There's a B-roll. This is B-roll. So, anyways, you can find us on all social media platforms. We are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Yep.
So please like our page. Please give us a comment. Like us. Help us spread the message, the positive message of gun ownership. As what would you say, the fun ownership?
The fun ownership of gun ownership. Because let's face it, I became a gun instructor before I became a gun instructor because I would say to my buddies, hey, you want to do something cool? Okay, what? You want to watch a football game? No, we're going to go shooting.
Yeah.
And then I teach people how to go through the gun safety rules with my friends because I didn't want my friends to shoot me. Yep. So you start teaching other people how to be safe, and then you start teaching more people, and then they say, hey, Derek took me shooting, and then Derek takes one of my buddies shooting, and the three of us go shooting, and Derek's going to show me all the safety rules.
Yeah, we do it all safely. And so we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're also on our website, kidsafefoundation.org. You can find everything out. There's lots of media stuff there. You can follow, track the process, the progress of our foundation. And hopefully help us spread the message.
Awesome.
So
cool. And all of Derek's people, please check my stuff out at Riding Shotgun with Charlie. I have a YouTube channel. I have a Facebook page. And if you look for Gungram, Gungram, you'll find over 200 videos on my YouTube channel. Cool, man. Thank you so much. This has been a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you tune into the Self-Defense Radio Network. There's a Facebook page, there's a website, and that is where you can find all of your pro freedom podcasts in one place.
Yes, and I'm going to be on that network in about 2 hours. And so, the train does not stop. We're going to the next station, and we're going to reach more people. This one's going to be a nationally syndicated radio show. And
on the Salem Radio Network.
Oh, we're going to be in Oregon. We're going to be back in Oregon on that radio show, going from.
They have some stations out there.
Yeah.
So that's totally cool.
Yeah. So I'm really, I'm excited.
This is good stuff. Awesome. We will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Derek LeBlanc from
the Kids Safe Foundation.
Well, all right. We will check you guys later. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
That's not how it's done.